In July, First News brought you the story of Columbiana County Humane Society's need for help as it was overflowing with animals and nearly out of funds. Months later, I toured the facility and spoke with board members to see how the shelter was progressing and to talk about the next steps. Everyone says the animals and their care are the top priority, but the methods of providing that care differ and have been debated for the last several months. The core operating hangups can be grouped into a few main points: a critically depleted budget, the need for facility repairs, and the impact reduced operations have on animals in abuse and neglect situations in the county.
The concern we have, and we made that decision and we're getting criticism on that, is we want to make sure our shelter's up to code, up to standards. You know, our animals come from abuse situations. We don't want them living in conditions that are not standard shelter protocol, and we stand by that.
However, not all board members agree that limiting operations is the best step.
One of the points of huge disagreement between myself and the majority of the board is their sudden, as though they've just woke up and decided, oh, all of a sudden we have to shut everything down because all of a sudden overnight the place isn't, safe to hold animals anymore, when that's what the shelter has been doing for many, many years.
The shelter has been experiencing overcrowding and therefore a tax on finances. In June, the board evaluated the shelter conditions and finances and determined a change had to be made. Come July, a hold was placed on incoming animals. All members of the board the WKBN spoke with agreed on one thing: there was no misuse of funds donated to the Humane Society.
All of our donations are marked and recorded, so there's no discrepancy of where the funds go, how the funds are used.
What Buzzard described as a critical need for our budget was a combined result of an influx of animals and steadily rising vet costs. Martin agreed, stating the two biggest costs were vetting and paying staff members.
Most of the animals that are brought in under this nature of the abuse and neglect cases, a lot of the vet visits are emergency visits, and they always seem to be after hours. Those are very costly visits. When you have any kind of surgeries, you're just thousands of dollars. I mean, one ER visit is easy, very easily you can rack up a bill of $6,000 or $8,000 just with one dog.
When the shelter limited the number of pets, it also cut back on staff, including the former humane agent.
We can operate without a humane agent, especially if we don't have the money to pay them. So we decided that that is something we cannot afford. The crux of that is once an agent is out in the field, they're obligated to bring those animals into our shelter, hence the money to pay for those animals.
We could have been saving multiple animals in these past few months. I still get calls on my personal cell phone. I get emails asking for help, and I just feel like they're neglecting the county's animals by not having a humane agent and staff.
For now, Buzzard says they are visiting other local shelters to see how they're organized and operates and to help decide the best steps moving forward. For more information and a detailed look at finances, read my full investigative story below.
Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay Watson. Thanks for watching the WKBN 27 First News YouTube channel. If you want more video news, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the WKBN 27 First News app for breaking news alerts.